Hello, 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 everybody! Welcome, and also welcome special guest, Risa Mei. Is that how you say your last name, May?
Hello! Yeah, Risa Mei. I was going to say
Awesome.
my own name wrong. What the?
I do that all the time.
I was gonna go Rema Say.
I like have this super well, okay, so technically with my last name there's two correct ways to pronounce it, but in America we pronounce it Boettger. In Germany you would pronounce
Yeah,
it Boettger. And so like there are times when
Bootger.
people are like, "Oh, it's Boettger, right?" And I'm like, "No, it's Boettger." Or, no, I never use that. What the fuck? Like I never use that pronunciation unless I'm in Germany. So that doesn't make any sense. But hello
Have
everybody.
you ever
Thank you
had?
so
Oh,
much.
sorry.
Oh, wait, what?
No, I was gonna ask if you've had any Germans actually just pronounce your name properly, or like
Yes.
caught you
Um
off guard.
it caught me completely off guard because the first time it ever happened, like most people are like, "Your name is Boettiger, right?" And I'm like, "No." and like the one time I have ever had somebody pronounce my name correctly without me correcting them at all, and it was the German pronunciation, which I do allow. It was my German teacher in college because
Oh
she was
wow.
German, and she was like,
Yeah, and that
Bootger,
makes
and I was
sense.
like, yeah, I didn't even like immediately say yes, I'm here because I was just like, you got it right?
Who, me?
What? And also, I'm definitely not used to it being right in that context. Like that's so weird to me.
Yeah. Oh, that must be so refreshing though.
It was like I still have people that even know me that get my name wrong. Although some of those are my friends and they're purposely getting my name wrong as a way to joke around with me, which I allow because they're my friends, so whatever.
Yes,
Um
yes.
and great question. No, I have not been to Germany before, like not actually. Well, I've been in the country once, but it was only for a layover because we were going to Italy. So yeah, and don't worry, we will get some Kokomi voice lines later on. I'm first gonna have like let Risa like
Mhm.
settle, guys, settle. Like we'll get there. Don't worry. Um,
Mhm.
um,
Wine and dine first.
exactly. We gotta ease her in, guys. Ease her in. Um, Risa, I just have to say, I love your work as Kokomi. I'm obsessed with this character.
Thank you.
It makes me sad that there are people that say Kokomi is bad. And I'm like, first of all, Kokomi is utility. I don't need every one of my Genshin characters to be DPS. I just need one, and that's Mona. I need people to
Right?
support Mona.
Exactly.
Kokomi is a support character. She's a healer.
Yes.
I want a good healer. I love Chi-Chi, don't get me wrong, and I'll still use Chi-Chi, but I want a water user because my main is a water user, and if you put two water users on the same team,
Wanna hear it?
they will become
Then you
more
get
powerful.
they do. You get better healing, right?
Yeah,
That's
you
what
get
you
better
do with
healing.
yeah.
Mona becomes more powerful. Like, I'm all about that. But also, your character is just so cute. The voice, the outfit, I'm obsessed. I
Yes.
like, I was obsessed with The Little Mermaid when I was a kid.
Me
because-
too.
Ah! I was a
It was
redhead,
my
so I
favorite
was
Disney
like,
princess.
yes, favorite Disney princess altogether. Love her. She's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, when they announced Kokomi, I didn't know when we were recording. I did not know what she looked like. I just remember being like, I kind of connect with Kokomi a lot. With her story and stuff, which I'm not going to spoil because I have not technically played it through on stream yet. So don't worry, guys, if you haven't played through it, I'm not going to spoil it. But I just connect with her a lot. And I was also wondering, is there things about your character that you connect with?
Yeah, I definitely do. I know that she's I feel okay, she's kind of an introvert, but I feel like she borders between being an introvert, so not completely, completely introvert, but not completely extrovert either. And I feel like I very, very much connect with that part of her.
Yeah.
There are times when when my introverted side comes out a little bit more and I need to be away from people. But then there are also times when I'm just like, I'm totally okay with like being around people and, feel it. energized by being around people. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I feel like I definitely connect with that aspect of her. Also, the fact that she's a mermaid like me,
Yes.
definitely connect with that.
You are
She's a
totally a
she's a
mermaid.
fantasy creature. Sweet.
Are you okay with saying why you're a mermaid to everybody else? The story you
Yes,
told me earlier?
absolutely.
Oh, I love it, guys.
Yeah, so growing up, really funny. So my mom obviously, like, she used to buy me a whole bunch of mermaid stuff for Christmas, for my birthday, and like whatever special occasions we had, she would give me like a little mermaid something or other. And um over the last couple of years, like, I've moved out and lived in Japan for a few years on and off. And then I kind of had to minimize the amount of things that I carried with me throughout my life, because I was just constantly moving around. And so I was like, Mom, you don't have to give me like all this mermaid stuff. Like, I've got so much mermaid stuff already. You don't have to give me stuff all the time. And I told this to her like about 2 years ago, I think. And then last year she didn't get me anything mermaid. And then this year I booked this role, and when I told my mom, she was like, "Oh, see, I told you you were a mermaid."
Sometimes parents
She's
are
like,
always right.
"Parents know, they know." And she's like, "You've been manifesting this your whole life."
It's totally been happening.
Like, thanks, Mom. You've pigeonholed me. I'm not mad about it. You've pigeonholed me.
So my next question is like, because every actor has a different story about how they got into the business. So, how'd you get here? How'd you get in the business? I see, like, you're not only an actor too; you're also a singer.
Yeah, so I actually started off singing, and I didn't expect to fully immerse myself in, like, with acting. I thought that I was just going to be pursuing music and just doing music, and maybe graphic design on the side, because I kind of do graphic design also freelance, and I'm doing it in-house for quite some time. But then, yeah, you know how it is, like, you do thing from the entertainment industry, and then it just kind of bleeds into another thing and then another thing. So from singing, it led to like stage performances led to like doing commercials, and then commercials led to other like on camera and on stage stuff. And oh, also, I'm a little person, got dwarfism, and
That's
so
yeah,
cool.
so
So it's limited so much of my roles. And it's funny because that was how I progressed my way into like doing stage acting.
Yeah.
'Cause there came a point where eventually, when I was getting sent out to commercials, I was noticing that I wasn't getting sent out to commercials where I could pass age anymore. All of a sudden they were like, well, we're looking for elves, or we're looking for body
Yeah,
doubles.
you're so pigeonholed because of your outward appearance into
Yeah.
this one thing. Ugh,
It kind
yeah.
of sucks. It
Yeah,
kind of sucks.
I get
And,
that.
it was like, well, and it sucks because there was something that I auditioned for and I really, really loved it. And they were like, well, we don't have any typecast for you, unfortunately, but we could put you in a suit. And I was like, initially I was like, no, I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah.
And then the next time I auditioned for the same thing, they were like, well, we could do like, same situation. This is all that we have. If you're willing to accept it, it's actually pretty good pay, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, you know what, like, this was Universal. And I was like, you know what, like, this is going to be like a whole nother experience for me. I'm still young. I get to travel around. So, hey, like, why not? So I went out there, and I don't regret it. I had so much fun out there. I made so many friends, so many life experiences. And I got super fit because I did suit work.
Yeah.
It
makes you sweat.
It makes you sweat. And Japan summers are ridiculous. It gets so humid out there. And that was my first time like in a character suit. And when I just remember like the first time being in that suit, it felt almost like I had an aquarium bowl on my head. It
Oh,
was so
wow.
hard to breathe in there.
Yeah. I can only imagine.
Yeah, so difficult to breathe. But it was worth it. Like I liked it, and I was there on and off for a couple of years. And then the pandemic happened. Came back here. Pandemic happened.
Wait, so you came back to the States right before the pandemic?
I think it was like 2 months.
Oh my god, I did not know that.
Yeah. I came back to the States about like 2 months before the pandemic happened. Voiceover was so far from my mind. Like, if you told me a year ago that this is what I would be doing, I'd be like, hell no.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Like, never would I have ever seen this coming for myself. But I enjoy it and I love it. And so pandemic happened, and then I was out of a job. I couldn't, all the productions were closed. I couldn't get any like graphic design work anywhere because in-house stuff was closed. Everybody had taken to doing things online, and all the freelancers online were all the ones that were way better qualified than I was.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, competition's really, really high. I don't know what to do at this point. So I started, just doing music stuff, doing a little, a couple more creative things. Jumped onto Twitter and then stumbled upon the voice acting community, and I was like, ooh, like I remembered like messing around on my YouTube before, and then doing little songs where I could voice the different characters in the song. Like, namely, like the Swan Princess was one that I did. I don't know if you know the Swan Princess, but there was a.
I loved the Swan Princess when I was a kid. That was my favorite
loved
movie.
The Swan Princess. Yes, it was one of my favorites too. I loved it. And so I ended up singing one of the songs from there, putting up on YouTube, and like there were like several different voices in there that I was able to like mess around with, and I had so much fun with that. And there were a couple of other like songs, but that was like mainly the one where I was like, wow, like voice acting's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then I stumbled upon the voice acting community, and really fell in love with the people in the community. It's such a warm, friendly community compared to like what I'm used to, and like on cam, on stage.
Yeah, it's funny because we actually kind of started the same way. In acting. Like I started with singing, went into theater, got into like on camera, and then my physical disabilities started like affecting me more, so I was like, how can I still be an actor while being in a wheelchair sometimes? Oh, voice acting!
Yeah, exactly.
Because when you are in a wheelchair or any physical disability, you're basically stuck to just the characters that if the writers wanted a disabled person, then they will get a disabled person. But the writers, like, if they didn't write in that character to be specifically disabled, which usually means they're using you for a plot line of like, oh, my disability, it hurts me so much.
Exactly.
Like, and it's just like, as a disabled person, I'm just like, okay. like, and the funny thing is that a lot of the things that they always say disabled, like able-bodied people will write for disabled actors is like things that disabled people don't actually care about, but like the things that we do care about.
Yeah.
Like, how about instead of hiring an able-bodied actor, you get a disabled actor to play that character? No.
To do the same exact things because we technically can't do the same exact things, right?
Like the things that I have heard, like for one disabled actor, they were told basically like they were going to choose them for this role that specifically had their disability, but they were afraid that the disabled actor would not be able to do the stunts. And we're like, if a disabled actor can't do the stunts that you're requiring for this disabled person to do in your movie, then the disabled person in the movie wouldn't do them. Like, what?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, we will communicate to you whether or not we will be able to do something.
And
Like,
it definitely
that's all
just
it
shows,
comes
like,
down to. Just communicate it with us.
right, like, but it also just shows, like, diversity doesn't just mean, like, have a disabled person as an actor. It means diversity as a whole, diverse writers, diverse directors, diverse everything. So that way people can look at that and be like, hey, you might not know this because you don't have this experience in real life, but I actually do. Let me tell you how it actually goes. Like, just help you out a bit.
Yes, absolutely. See, like, what I tend to come across with scripts, like, especially because being a little person, we tend to be the joke in a lot of scripts. And it kind of sucks because people are like, well, we're trying not to be offensive. And we're trying to be as delicate with it as possible. And I'm reading through the script and I'm like, this is not being delicate in any way, shape, or form. Like, what part of this is delicate? Are you delicately trying to?
Yeah.
And so I've come across a lot more where I'm just like, you're using me as like for novelty purposes.
Oh yeah, it's definitely what was it called? Somebody was saying, like, a disabled friend of mine, they're also autistic. They were like, "Oh, it's disability porn." And I go, "Wait, what?" It's like, and they were like, "Oh, it's specifically for able-bodied people to feel better about themselves." About people with disabilities. And I was like, that is the most perfect way to describe it. It is disability porn. Like, that's what it is. And it's for, you know, and I'm just like, I'm so happy that, like, with the you know, with the access of the internet, it's becoming easier for people to voice their experiences, and it's becoming more well known that, hey, these people with disabilities or that are different or anything like that, we're normal people, like, we can help out in these situations, and you know, all of that.
We're more than willing to.
I just you know, like, it's always funny to me because, like, I also get the people that have said, like, they've literally said to me, "You're so brave," and I'm like, "For what?" And they're like, "For, you know, being disabled and being an actor," and I'm like, "So for existing?"
For existing, exactly.
And they're
for
like,
living life.
That's not what I meant. And I'm like, but that's what you basically said. Like,
but that's kind of what it is.
I'm not brave for existing. I'm here.
I mean, in that same vein, then they are brave for existing.
Right.
We
At
all
that point,
brave
I'm
for
like,
existing.
okay, thank you. You're so brave. You know that? What? You're an able-bodied person that's an actor? Like, good. Oh.
For real.
I just, you know, sometimes with people. All right, let's get some polls done. You know, let's start it. And while we do that, while I do some major polls here, I would love to hear your experience with Genshin so far, like what you like about the game, maybe anything about the character of, like, certain characters. It doesn't even have to be your own that have stood out to you. Or if you play Genshin, anything like that. Would love to hear about that.
Yeah, I do play. And I'm on AR 53.
What? I got a gold already? If I get Kokomi on the first
dude. Oh my god.
No way.
Have you built up pity?
Oh my god.
Oh.
I did not have built. I'm pretty sure the last thing I got was gold. There's no way. I didn't have pity built up. I don't think I did anyway. Maybe I had a little bit.
What kind of luck is that? Oh my god.
Yay!
That is unreal.
Well,
you know what? That is all the luck that Jeremy and I didn't have yesterday.
Oh god! Oh my god, that was insane. Okay, sorry to interrupt you. That was just crazy. Keep going.
No. I don't even remember what I was saying.
I'm on
AR 53.
Oh, nice.
I do play Genshin. I'm on AR 53. but I'm a lazy ass gamer. So I have my world level on like world level 6 because I just kind of want to like, at the end of a long day, you want to sit down, you want to hang out, you don't want like chill. Like I just want to chill
Yeah.
at the end of my days. I don't want to be sitting there struggling for my life, trying to like kill the freaking pyro Regisvine or the Oceanid, the freaking Oceanid.
Oh
you know,
gosh.
like
I used to
I
hate
just
the
want to relax.
Oceanid until the Fire Cube came around, and now I hate that one. Not a fan.
See, I came to a point where I told myself that I wasn't going to certain bosses by myself anymore.
Right.
And so I started a Discord, or my friend has friends and Genshin group in there. And so like I've got a group of people that we do boss runs and like domains with pretty regularly. So it's been pretty awesome. But I actually started pretty early. I started the game, I think, after the Venti banner. So
oh wow, yeah,
I
that
don't know
was
when
just
that
after
was.
it came out. Which,
Yeah.
funny enough, next week Genshin has their first anniversary.
I know.
So excited.
Isn't that crazy? It's been almost a year.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a year-ish.
and then like my anniversary for recording is like around the corner too, and then it will be my 2-year anniversary for recording for Genshin.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I
really?
know.
So they had you in the recording booth.
2019.
Ah, okay. Oh, so a year before.
Yeah,
right.
So I think
okay.
my first recording session was either at the end of October or beginning of November. I don't remember which. I can look into my schedule like later and see when that was, but yeah.
Wow. That's crazy that your recording anniversary for this is pretty much at the same time as their anniversary.
Yeah. So wait, like so you play the game, you're very high leveled. Who do you main?
I main Kazuha. Kazuha, but so my main team consists of Raiden, Kazuha, Bennett, and Child.
Oh, nice.
So those are my 4.
So useful.
I know.
It's funny because I suck at playing Bennett, but anytime I'm like multiplaying and somebody is a Bennett main, and I'm like, yes, thank you for being amazing.
See, this is why we need supports.
Yeah, we need more supports.
We need supports in our team.
Need them. I need all of them. You know?
I need support in my team and I need support in my life.
Oh, absolutely. So, like, so far in the story, like, what is really drawing you to Genshin? If it's the story, gameplay, like, what about it drew you?
Honestly,
because not all voice actors play their own games. There are some games that I've been in that I don't necessarily play, and it's not saying the game is bad. It's just not meant for me. So yeah.
Yeah. So I totally understandable. And I actually, I mean, I played before I got cast as Kokomi, and I actually stopped playing, I think it was like in December, but I got really, really busy with the job. I ended up getting cast for something, and it was like 14-hour days.
Oh, wow.
Every day for 2 months, I think it was.
Yeah.
Not 2 months, 2 or 3 months. And then I just completely stopped playing, and then once I was done with that gig, I just... it was one of those things where once you fall off of it, it's kind of hard to get back into it.
Yeah.
Because so much has already passed.
So much has happened, and you're like, dude, I'm under-leveled.
Exactly. No. Yeah, exactly. And I was just like, I don't know. I can't catch up anymore. Like, that's cool. I can put this game down. I think we're done. I think we're okay. And then, cast, and I was just, I guess I'm picking the game back up again.
Nice.
Yeah. Which was funny, because they didn't actually tell me what I got cast for. I didn't know what I was doing until, like, I think, the day of, like, my sound test. Yeah, it was really, really funny, because, I was like, so what am I sound testing for? Like, what am I doing? Who am I voicing? Like, they didn't even tell me who I was voicing. They were just like, okay, so we've got you in for a character in a non-union game. And I was like, cool, that sounds good. And I was like, book me, it's a job.
Yeah, I'll do it. Let's go.
I was like, I'll do it. I'll work for food.
Yeah.
And and so I went in and they showed me like we had a little video test, just to make sure that things were streaming well on my end and that I actually dubbed to things. And the engineer was like, oh, I'm gonna go and grab permission first to make sure that I can show this to you. And so they did, and they were like, okay, cool, so we can test this. So they tested with me, and I was like, oh my god, really, Genshin? And they were like, yeah. And and I was so floored, but at the time I was just like, oh cool, yeah, I'm cool. This is cool. This is cool. This is so cool.
Yeah. So
just trying to contain my
I did get another 5-star. I lost my 50-50 to D-Luke. And for those of you that watch me on Twitch, you guys know that I basically have a C20 D-Luke. I always lose my 50-50 to fucking Dick Luke. No!
No!
So, and I don't use him! I have a Wolf's Gravestone and I put it on Sayu because I was like, no. That powerful weapon is going to go to my little Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, our little Beyblade.
Our little Beyblade!
That
is what she is. Look, I honestly think that D-Luke is a very well-written character in Genshin. I just don't like him on my team because every time he's on your team, he's like, why don't you just get the Knights of Favonius? You really should have gotten the Knights of Favonius to come and do this. And I'm like, okay, fine, then get off my team, you jerk. Like, I understand that he's super powerful, but I don't want somebody on my team who's going to complain about being on my team the whole time. Sorry, not sorry. I know so many people have said, like, it's unfair that you don't like D-Luke. And I'm like, I would like him if he actually wanted to hang out with me. Like,
if he was okay with being on my team, then I'd be okay with him.
Right, exactly. And I honestly do think he's one of the best written characters in Genshin. Like, his story is really good. I don't have to like him, though.
yeah, absolutely.
Dang it, you lost me my C1 Kokomi, you jerk. And not to mention, every time, if you're going to bring up Sean Chiplock, okay, first of all, Sean Chiplock and I are friends. Second of all, Sean Chiplock and I have this weird, thing where we are friends, but we also have personal vendettas against each other. We're, frenemies, for sure. We're definitely frenemies. I love him, and yet my life is fueled just to pick on him. And same for him with me, especially because we've been on so many projects together, and our first major project where we were both, decent characters with names where they actually interacted with each other and stuff like that. It was I the Somnium Files, which, by the way, a lot of the cast in I the Somnium Files is also in this game because the director from I the Somnium Files told MiHoYo you should give them auditions. That's basically it's basically how we all got into the same game again. But anyways.
That's so crazy.
If you play I the Somnium Files, which you totally should do if you haven't, the second one is coming out next year. But spoiler alert for I the Somnium Files, a little bit of spoilers, not major ones. But in the game, Sean Chiplock's character is dating my character's dad. So Sean Chiplock is literally my fucking stepdad by properties of, and I'm not okay with that. Okay, look, I am gay. I have nothing against gay. Whatever, dad.
But you're a friend of me?
But my friend? That's the equivalent of literally date. If my dad wanted to date one of my friends in high school, no.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Oh,
you can't do that. And so I feel like that is the reason why also I don't like D-Luke, specifically because it's Sean Chiplock. And I love Sean Chiplock for real, but I'm also not okay with him playing characters where he's basically my stepdad. Not okay with that. He can play any other character, any other one, just not my stepdad. Damn it!
Kind of puts a strain in the relationship.
Yeah. Oh, Chris, you're actually talking about. Okay, so for I the Somnium Files, the guy who actually plays my dad is Chris Hackney. You guys might know him from Fire Emblem Three Houses. He's the leader of the Blue Lions, all that. He plays my dad in I the Somnium Files. So Chris Hackney is my dad, which is understandable because I always jokingly called him dad anyway because he is a dad. But the day that I the Somnium Files came out, Chris Hackney emailed messaged, like texted my partner and said, "Your partner calls me daddy." And Eddie was so mad because he was like, "I can't fight that." Like I'm not mad that he said it. I'm mad that I don't have a comeback. Like
Yeah, what would you say to that?
because in the game, my character is constantly calling him daddy. That is true. And he was like, I don't, like, because also, Eddie and Chris Hackney are super close. They're, like, really good friends. Eddie was one of the sound engineers on Three Houses, so they spent all of the time recording Three Houses together. And,
nice.
yeah, he was like, I don't care that he said that. I care that I don't have any comeback for that, and that makes me angry. I'm not smart enough for this.
Oh, man.
So,
what is the game? What console is the game on?
Oh, Fire Emblem Three Houses is on the Switch.
Oh, it's Fire Emblem Three Houses. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I am also not smart enough to play that game. I have it on easy. It's really funny because, like, when that game came out, everybody was like, "You're gonna play it?" And I'm like, "Yeah," because all of my friends are in it. Of course I'm gonna play it. And then, like, I was playing it, and I had to put it on easy because I was like, I'm not good at chess. Like, I know the mechanics of chess.
Wow.
I'm not good at chess. This is basically chess. And, not good at it. And, like, everybody died and I was on normal mode. And I remember when, like, everybody was like, "This game's easy. I have it on hard," and I beat it, like, in a few hours. And I was like, here's me on normal dying, you know.
Oh my gosh, so it's basically like what? Is it like chess? It's a chess game then.
It's like chess with extra steps. Because you know, you can have your healers, your mages, your
So it's
cavalry.
like a chess battle.
Yeah, it's chess battle.
Okay.
And
that's cool.
Oh god, Able Star, I cannot play that game on hard with permadeath. Nope. It's definitely a tactics game, and the thing is, yeah, I'm good at puzzles. I'm not good at that. Not my forte. You know. So Risa, besides Genshin, because you are a gamer, what other games do you like?
Let's see. So besides Genshin, before Genshin actually, I was playing some Black Desert. And I was playing Black Desert. It's a PS4. Well, they have it on PS4, PC, and they've also got it on mobile. But it's like an open world game. But it's like a PvP and PvE game.
Oh wow!
So I enjoyed it for the PvE aspect of it, and also for they've got incredibly flexible character creation. And I loved making like the characters, and several times. And I pride myself on this. Like several times, I've actually had like my character's design, because you can actually upload your designs, and then people can download from it and then use it on their own characters. And
whoa, that's cool!
Yeah, it's super super cool, right? So I've actually like several times had my character's design like up on the front page and like, you know, amongst like the top 10 for the most downloaded, and I was just like, heck yeah,
that's really
bragging
cool.
rights. So yeah, so that was. So I loved it for that, and it's such a beautiful game, like graphics, the music as well. And then I hit the level where PvE turns into PvP, and then I shrank into my hole, and I was like, I'm not doing any of this. I'm not stepping foot outside of the city. So, so after I turned, I think it was like level 35 or like 40 or something. But after I got it to that level, I was just like, I slowly started weaning off game because it stopped being fun, and I was just scared for my life every time I stepped out of the village. Ooh, you got another
I
Kokomi,
got a
nice! You got a C1! Yay!
Ah, good.
And a Shincho.
So we'll,
Uh,
I don't know how many pulls I have left, but if I do, we'll see if I lose my 50-50 again to Dick Luke.
you know, the other day we kept pulling Shincho. Like, I think Rosaria came up twice. Once for me, and then I think once for Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
And then Beidou came up maybe twice for Jeremy. Didn't really show up for me.
Yeah.
But we kept getting Shincho. Like, I swear, we've got like a C20 Shincho.
That's insane.
It was insane. Like, we pulled, I think it was like 2 or 3 Shincho, like, in one pull.
Yeah.
And we were like, what? Like, how is this possible?
That's weird.
Like,
Oh my
okay, so
goodness.
this is actually Shincho's banner, and Kokomi's just kind of a side feature.
Yeah.
Shincho is now Kingcho.
Kingcho, I love
I'll see
it.
myself out. Bye.
I would love to hear more about, and I'm sure everybody else would love to hear about, like, where else can they see, or the things that you've been in, what other stuff, like, because you've been an actor for a really long time. We would love to hear what's on your resume.
Yeah. So, a lot of the things that I've been in, are stage stuff. So, not really things that I guess people could go and watch me, because I'm not in Japan anymore, and I'm not out touring with the punk rock band that I used to tour around with.
Wait, hold on, you had a punk rock band?
I was lead singer for like
Are
a
your songs on
punk rock anime
Spotify?
band. Actually, here's
Or
the thing. The
Bandcamp
group
or
kind of,
anything?
no, we were in the middle of trying to like record for stuff,
Uh-huh.
and then I got whisked away by Japan, and so the group kind of fell apart, and we never really got to like finalize any recordings. So like, yeah, so we have, I think, one recorded performance like flying around somewhere in somebody's hard drive. Probably not gonna see the light of day anytime soon. But we performed at Anime Expo, and that was super cool.
You performed at Expo?
Yeah, we performed
The
at
Anime Expo?
Yeah, like our Lounge 21. That was super fun.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And
that's so cool. I love punk rock songs.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I grew up with a whole bunch of grunge because you know, when you live in Seattle, you can't escape it.
For sure.
It's funny because also like my friends, every time I bring my friends up to Seattle, they're like, "We get your aesthetic now." It's very like, because Seattle is definitely stuck in 1993 grunge era. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. And they're like, and you're the same thing. And I'm like, yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So, but like,
honestly,
next to grunge is punk rock.
Oh, sorry. The audio garbled and you turned a robot. What was that?
I said next to grunge is punk rock.
Yeah. But what we did was we did like anime covers that were like punk rockified, and then a couple of like anime homage songs that were punk rockified, that were original.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
and
I'm
so sad you don't have a lot of it. I would listen to that so much.
Yeah, we don't have anything up. But well, music stuff that I do have up. I was a part of electronic pop, like J-pop group, Forte. And it's kind of like an indie Japanese pop group that a couple of us put together, and we didn't all live in the same place. Like, we had 2 of our girls living in Canada at the time, like separate parts of Canada, 2 that were in parts of Texas, and then 1 that was all the way over in Jersey, and or New Jersey, and we all met online, and from like a former music group, and then we were like, oh well, since this music group is kind of phasing out and becoming inactive, let's kind of make our own. So we did, and that's called that group was called Forte, so 4TE, and we're on YouTube, so it's Forte official.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we had that and then released, I think it was 2 or 3 singles from that. I can't quite remember. This was a couple of years ago. Then I got super busy again with,
Right.
going back and forth. Like living that life without having a solid home gets kind of stressful on your creative work sometimes because
Yeah, I can only
you
imagine.
have to bring everything around with you, and then you have to adjust to time zones, and then everybody was here in the US and then I was out in Japan, and um we were constantly fighting time zones, and that just became way too much for me, and I was working a lot and
Uh-huh.
just exhausted at the end of the day, especially since it was character work. I was just like, I cannot do this. So
Yeah.
I eventually fell off of that and then just have kind of been doing my own music stuff since on
Mm-hmm.
my own YouTube.
Where can they find your YouTube?
So my YouTube is Love Risa Mei, LOVERISAMEI, and it's Love Risa Mei across all my socials.
That's awesome. So they can follow you
Yeah.
on Twitter,
Yep.
Instagram. Do you have a TikTok?
Twitter, Instagram. I have a very, very empty TikTok.
But you
There's
have it.
only like 2 things. I have it, but there's only literally like 2 things on there. I haven't gotten the hang of editing stuff on TikToks. People do some crazy stuff.
They do. They get like full on.
Yeah.
I just tell people funny things sometimes, and then also tell them how to become actors. Like that's what I do on TikTok.
That's awesome. I mean, that's helpful.
Yeah.
I was like figuring filters out, and I was like, this is really nice. This is pretty. And then yeah, and then I was watching everybody else's TikToks, and I was like, this is way too fancy. How do I do any of this? Like, see, like what I would do is like I would just pop it all on like Premiere Pro, and then that would be my thing.
Mhm.
But I'm like, this has to be easier, like on TikTok, because everybody else. My age is showing. My age is absolutely showing right now.
My age shows every time I'm like, so you remember this one thing from the 90s? And everybody's like, no. And I'm like, oh. Never mind. It never happened. I'm lying. Like, or I've now just lean into it. I now just say, like, I'm an immortal being of chaos because I have made a pact with Cthulhu. And now I live forever. So I'm ancient. I am ancient. That is it.
You're ancient and ageless.
Yup.
Oh my goodness.
So
I love it.
since you did theater, I have to ask because I come from theater myself. What was your favorite show you've been in?
So I don't actually come from theater.
Oh, I thought you said that.
Yeah.
I'm dumb.
No.
You just said
No,
stage performances. I assumed theater.
I've said a lot of things.
Okay, you said stage,
But-
so I was like, oh, theater.
Yeah, so when I said stage, I meant like the stage performances that I was doing in Japan, and then I was also I was pulled in for a thing over in Vegas, and that was like a stage performance as well. And I like it never took off with me in there. I was just part of the pre-production process. And they were trying to figure out which elements they wanted to keep, which ones they wanted to cut. So live singing was like, because that would have been, it was a Cirque du Soleil inspired show. And
Oh, wow.
I was like, yeah, it was so cool because I feel like I also got super, super fit, but kind of because there were so many like acrobatics, gymnasts, contortionists around me, and I was just like, gotta be fit, you know?
Yeah. I mean, also
The pressure was so real.
that circus stuff does just like if you actually do it, it's quite fun. I've been I used to do a lot. I'm getting back into it now as we hopefully this pandemic won't last much longer, but my old aerial gym opened back up for classes, and so now I'm doing it again.
Ooh.
And so I would do. There's pole dancing, but then there's also like there's like lira hoop and silks and hammock, and I do all of it,
Yes.
and it's so much fun. It hurts like heck, but it's
Yeah.
a lot of fucking fun. So, cause for me, I am so ADHD and autistic that if I go to a normal gym, I'll go, but I won't be happy about it. And I generally
For
don't
sure.
stay as long as I should or work out as hard as I should because I'm like, this is boring. I don't like it.
Yeah.
But when I actually am doing something that's like really activates your brain and like it's a performance, I'm like, oh, this is where I belong. It's just stage. I can do this.
Yeah, it kind of feels like dancing more than it does like exercising.
Yeah.
And like I tried a little bit of pole dancing while I was over in Japan. I was taking a class for it, and it was really cool. I loved it. And I had a couple of friends who were doing silk hoop, and I was like, oh my god, it takes so strength to do it, and to make it look and graceful.
Oh my god, making it look pretty is even like it's really funny when people are like, it doesn't look that hard, and I'm like, yeah, because the person is making it not look hard. Like they make it gorgeous. The fact that they make it look that pretty while they're doing it, that takes so much more strength than just doing it.
It does.
Like
it really does. It's like try sitting on a hoop. Are you able to like balance on there and do all that pretty stuff without like falling over at the end?
And then make it look pretty on top of it. Oh my goodness.
Make it look pretty.
Yeah.
And then keep smiling.
Insane. The viewers have already asked for this, but would you mind doing some of Kokomi's lines for us? Anyone's are fine.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. I'll do the one that everybody loved. Let me see. What was it? Aha! The wait is over, my comrades.
I love that. It's so cute. The voice you do for her is so cute.
Thank you. It's so funny because like my Discord group of friends, right? They since we all played Genshin, we played for a couple of months before release, and when they heard her in the trailers and stuff, they were like, she does not sound like you. Not sound like you. I was like, yes!
That was the goal!
That was the goal!
Oh goodness. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, it's really funny how little you have to do to your voice to make you sound like a different person. I think like people are always like, oh my god, you make yourself sound like a completely different person when you do this. I'm like, it's not that hard, guys. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Like cause
literally just
especially
like,
if you do have that training as a singer, which definitely helps you learn about placement and stuff like that. But, like, I remember when recording for I, the Somnium Files, Allegra Clark is, like, one of my best friends. So she knows me inside and out, and she heard my voice for I, the Somnium Files. And mind you, Mizuki's voice that I do is not that much different from my normal talking voice. The only difference is that I push it forward more forward to my mouth.
Yep.
And that's Mizuki's voice because she's 12, so she sounds a little bit younger, but not much because she's 12. So she's like not super young. So she just sounds right here. And Allegra didn't recognize me. And this is a person who's my best friend, and I'm like, it's not that different. And she was like, what actual 12-year-old did you get to play this character? And they were like, it's Corina. And she was like, what? And like, and I asked her about that. I was like, how did you not recognize that was me? And she's like, because it's not the fact that you changed your voice. It's actually more of the cadence in which you talk when you play a 12-year-old. You change specifically the way you talk and you sound just like a 12-year-old, and not many people can do that because just changing your voice to be a higher pitch, that doesn't automatically mean young. Like Kokomi,
Absolutely.
You have a little higher pitch for your Kokomi, but she's not 12, so but she doesn't sound 12. She sounds like, relatively around young adult age, even though she's higher pitched than the way you sound. Because of the way you're talking.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well. Cause, and like I said, like I've only recently like started getting into voiceover like about a year ago. Well, 2 years ago actually was my first brush with it, and that completely took me by surprise. But yeah, when like I've voiced a couple of other like children characters, and that I'm for things that I'm working on right And like it's
Ad
interesting
astra
because right, like it's not just the pitch of your voice, it's the cadence, it's the life
Ad
that you put into
astra
that character that's a
adesask.
little bit different than the other characters,
Right.
you know?
And
Yeah.
like Allegra was also saying, even just like you have this slight trepidation when you are doing a childlike voice that definitely comes
Mhm.
off like a child not really sure that they're saying the right thing.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
You know, and
That
so
takes a lot more skill than people think it does.
yeah.
Like, it's so funny because we've worked so hard to be well spoken, to be able to enunciate and pronounce things well, you know. We're voice actors. But all of a sudden it's like, all right, now take all of that away.
Right.
And then you're like, what?
I oftentimes also get people that like they think that because they have a certain speech impediment, they're like, I don't think I can be a voice actor because of that. And I'm like, first of all, speech impediments, you can always learn with speech therapy around that. But second of all,
Absolutely.
a lot of my characters that I voice, I put speech impediments on. I also have I do have a speech impediment. It's very light though. I have a glottal stop,
Oh,
so
do
like
you?
you'll hear a very weird guttural sound from certain noises, and if I work really hard I can not do it, but like and it doesn't happen that very often to begin with, but I only had one teacher that ever pointed it out and was like, that's not necessarily a good thing, and it was specifically for commercial, which I can understand. For commercial,
okay,
that makes sense.
Okay.
But I like, as far as like for video games or cartoon characters, I've never had anybody say that glottal stop was a bad thing, because normal people have speech impediments.
Yes.
So why, if actors' jobs are supposed to be imitating life, why can't these characters also have those speech impediments? Why not?
Absolutely. And that's why it's called character work, because it gives the character character.
And like you know, I not too long ago I was on a TikTok where I was saying like, this is how you do Paimon's voice, and I said this is like the slightest little thing that people don't necessarily catch, but Paimon has a lisp. It's very slight, but it's there. Paimon has a lisp.
It's very, very light. Yeah.
And there's
did
also
notice that.
there's somebody who played an NPC, and the NPC has a stutter.
Yes, I can't remember which NPC it was.
I don't remember which one it was either, but it does exist. And
You're
it's
right.
There
is an
Written in the
NPC.
stars.
Yeah, and I think that was really, really. Is it one of the more recent
updates?
What's Up
for
to Me
sure,
Island?
yes.
Was it? Yeah, I think it was a recent update. But yeah, that was super cool. And for the record, I know that a lot of people are like, okay, like they're tired of, you know, Paimon saying stuff while they're fishing. I love it. I personally super love it. I think you did a phenomenal job. And she sounds so adorable.
Thank you.
Of course.
I will say my boyfriend is annoyed by it, but that's because he already has to listen to me all the time every day. And every time Paimon says, "Is it another Paimon?" I then back it up with another one just to really shove it in his face.
Yes!
Because
I
as
love
a voice
that.
actor, I'm pretty sure it's by law that if you're a voice actor and you're dating somebody, you have to tease your partner. It's like
you
a
do. You
requirement.
absolutely do. Yes, you absolutely do. And
It's part of the
like,
job.
I have a
I know,
tendency.
like, I usually say that's not in my job description, like it's not there, but I'm like, no, this one is like the tiny little print at the bottom of the contract that says you must annoy your partner with all the voices you do.
the contract that you signed in blood in your sleep.
Yeah. It's so funny because I get some people that, like, I've had people ask, like, oh, do you do voices in front of your partner, like, you know, for fun or something? And I'm like, I do it so that he remembers that he made a terrible choice when he asked me out. Is that what you mean? Like, it is not fun for him. Like, it's fun for me, but definitely not fun for him.
But not fun for him. I love it. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Do you have conversations with like the characters while you're playing, or like you sit and you like mimic the characters as you're playing?
I tend to, like, it's funny because, like, anytime Paimon says something, I always respond to it, because sometimes, like, especially in the Inazuma quest, I don't know what it is, but there are times where Paimon will say something, and I'm like, why are you being a bitch? Paimon, What the fuck? That was not okay to say.
Paimon, why?
Why? Like she said something to the effect of like, it was about the specifically, it was about literally the statue over here or whatever, where they inlaid, you know, the
Oh yes,
yeah,
the visions and
the
all
visions?
that. Yeah.
But like Paimon said that just the statue itself was like a bit much, and I was like, I'm sorry, don't get me wrong,
Wow.
I don't believe in any religion, but this is their deity. I at least respect religion. The fuck?
Exactly.
Like, you're literally making fun of a religion right now, Paimon? That's not cool. Like, you don't have to accept
That's not
the
okay,
vision decree.
Paimon.
You don't have to accept the vision decree part, but also you didn't say anything about, you know, like the tons of like statues of Zhongli and Liyue. Like, what's up with that?
That's very, very true.
Yeah, like why
that
are
is
you
very true.
Why are you being rude?
just singling out Inazuma.
Yeah, I'm like, Paimon, come on. I don't know what you are, but no matter what, that's not okay.
That is not okay.
Oh, goodness.
Oh my gosh.
And then
what
sometimes
was your
also
first...
Paimon will ask questions where I'm like, Paimon, you know this. They just told you about it. Why do you need to ask again?
Oh god.
Oh, that's right. Paimon did say that. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Paimon did say though at one point that Yoimiya talks a lot, and I was like, that's funny. That's cute.
Oh,
You
I do
think
remember that.
Yoimiya talks a lot, Paimon. Paimon, you literally talk so much that the traveler can't even talk. That's rude. Seriously?
I love it. It was kind of like, here, Paimon, we're gonna give you a taste of your own medicine.
Oh yeah, totally. And I was like, honestly, Yoimiya's doesn't talk that much. I did not think Yoimiya talked that much. I don't know. Maybe that's me.
No. She's just very chipper. I don't think she talks a lot. I think she's just very, very chipper.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I do. I mostly respond to my character and basically I'm like, my character's being a bitch. Like,
Yeah. See, I tend to sit there and I will have conversation with whoever character or whatever NPC I'm next to. They'll say something and I'll just naturally respond back.
the best one is like, and this is like one that like me and a few other of the Genshin cast have said, but like the best NPC is that lady that screams at you, cheap and tasty chop suey.
Yes.
Love that lady. One of my top 5 characters. And I always find it funny. Like, don't get me wrong, I do love Paimon. I honestly do love Paimon as a character. I literally got her crown tattooed on me. Like, that's
Oh,
there.
did you?
Yeah, I did. It's on my arm.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But like, because I'm cringe, guys. Like, it's
balance,
fine if
but
you think it's cringe.
I
It
think this
is.
is pushing it.
But like, I'm getting another tattoo from a video game that I'm in soon, so I'm excited for that one.
Nice.
Like, I do love Paimon, but she is not one of my top. I don't even think she's in my top 10 favorite characters in Genshin, because number 1 is Timmy.
Oh, I love Timmy.
I love Timmy. Also, if any of you in chat kill Timmy's birds, you're a murderer. Just saying. Kill any other bird in Genshin, not Timmy's birds. Why you do that? Why? And I know I'm gonna get a whole bunch of comments in my chat that are gonna be like, I always kill Timmy's birds, and that's fine. I get it. Mess with me. That's totally fine. But I still think that's wrong.
Have you ever killed the ducks?
I did once, and I felt so bad.
Did you?
I did once, and I felt so bad. I was like, oh, I don't feel good about that. I'm never doing it again.
Oh my gosh, Jeremy, he did that. All of a sudden, like, the quest changed from, like, feed the ducks to, like, to go back to Angry Timmy. It wasn't even Timmy anymore. It was Angry Timmy.
Yep, completely different character. Yeah, that's why I felt bad. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
Like,
I made my favorite character mad at me. No. I think the best part about Timmy, and the reason why he is my favorite character, is literally because I haven't had a moment that's been a lot like this since. Because, like, Timmy, the first lines that Timmy has is not voiced. So I had no idea what he responded with because we didn't have to record that part. He does have a voice in Venti's character quest, but like other than that, he is not voiced. So when you first meet him, you think, oh, this cute little kid that loves pigeons and he's mad that you scared his pigeons away. Aw, that's so cute. And then the moment that he says, what if they don't come back like daddy? I was like,
Oh my
I'm
God.
sorry. What? What game? And it's so soon in the game that you're like, what game am I playing?
Yeah.
What? That's not okay.
No, it is not okay. I don't want to be a kid in Genshin.
Yeah. Like, a lot of them have a lot of problems with their parents, and I don't know how to feel about that. Like,
they do.
Oh, God, Diona's dad is just a drunk, and, like, what? What is this game?
And then there are all these kids in Chingse Village whose parents have, like, abandoned them or have gone off, like, for work and can't come back home, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, this is really, really sad.
Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the only character that has a good, like, relationship with their fathers is Bennett.
Yeah.
And that's saying something, because Bennett is the unluckiest person alive.
I know, right?
Like, how?
Bless Bennett.
I love Bennett so much. He's such a cute
I
character.
love Bennett, too.
He's so good. But, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's, like, one of the few characters in Genshin that actually, like, has a good parents. And so, yeah, it's just...
Decided by destiny.
It is tragic.
It is! It's so tragic! Like, and then, like...
It's like, in order to have good parents, you have to have the worst luck in the world.
Yeah. Which, you know, they had to give Bennett a win, I guess. So they were like, we're gonna make you have a good relationship with your parents because, not everybody does.
Because everything else is gonna be crap from here on out.
Yeah.
So sad. So sad.
Goodness. And then, like, oh my God, I think it was, so yeah, there's Timmy, love him, and then the cheap and tasty Topsui lady, love her. There's a character that is just named question mark. That's
No
his
way.
name.
Where?
Yeah, so it was a while back in February, there was a, quest that was in Liyue, and it was for the Lantern Rite Festival quest. And
I'm so gutted I missed that.
Right, and you met a character named question mark, and Corey Yee plays him. And I was like, I just love him because of his name, because, like, there was a man dressed as worker, which is already hilarious, because he's not a man who works, he's a man dressed as a worker. Which is phenomenal. And great for the memes, which I also love him as a character. But, then on top of it, question mark. And the joke was that, like, I was like, oh, yeah, there's one character that's worse than man dressed as worker now.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Where is man dressed as worker? Was that also in the same quest?
Not in that quest. It was in it was in the quest with Fischl, and that was also like in November. And it was a quest that only lasted for a certain amount of time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like basically like going through this star like comet thing going on, and like everybody was falling asleep or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I got Fischl in the end. That was right about the time when I fell off the game. So
yeah, because it was right.
I got
before
Fischl,
December.
and then I was just like, I'm too busy for this. I can't keep up.
That's also like right when I got into the game was at that time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you got in pretty early too.
Yeah. A little bit later than everybody else because I wanted to wait until I could stream it and like have it be announced. It was funny because Mihoyo was like, you know, you're allowed to stream it, you just can't say you're in the game yet. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm dumb, guys. Like, Mihoyo, I'm stupid. Like, we know this. You've recorded with me for a year now. We know that I'm not the smartest person. I'm gonna, because the minute that I play the game, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I remember when we recorded that. Like, that's gonna happen on a live stream, and there's no way that I can take that back, like...
Oh my god, I feel that wholeheartedly, which is why it's so funny because I used to, if you look at my Twitter, like there was a period of time where I would tweet about Genshin, you know, because I was enjoying it and I was like genuinely playing it and I was like, yeah, this is cool, this is fun.
Right.
And then like all of a sudden
Life goes
it just
on.
completely stopped. And it wasn't because like I stopped playing or anything. Like I
It was
still
literally because you just were being super careful
it was
to not
literally
break NDA.
because because I wasn't able to say anything and I was just like, if I say anything now, that's going to bring some sort of suspicion towards me, so I'm just not going to say anything. Even though it probably will not, like, because I am so far out of everybody's peripheral that, it's just not in the realm of what people would probably, like, predict. I was still just like, can't do this, won't do this. Yeah, I didn't want to take any chances with it.
Totally fair. Because those NDAs are super serious. Can't break
For real, I
Incoming.
feel like I've got NDA ninjas outside of my windows, just, like ready to strike me at any second. I'm like, is anybody listening?
I think it's like
Go into the
it's kind of
hallway.
funny because when I tell people about how strict the NDAs are, and then they always ask like, does that also include like your parents and your like your boyfriend and stuff? And I'm like, technically yes it does. And like it's funny because like technically though I also got permission to tell my mom from MiHoYo because my mom is not on social media at all. And they knew that I told my mom. Like they knew that. But yeah, everybody else was like, yeah, no, I didn't tell anybody else because I can't. And so
I can't like especially with my family. My family talks. My family talks. Like we've got an Indonesian family. It's a pretty decently big family, and everybody's in close connection with each other. Everybody loves to gossip. And so like if I tell my mom, you will be out before the end of the day. So I was just like, no. So mom, I booked something really cool, but I can't tell you.
Can't tell you what it is. Can't do it.
Can't do it. Not risking it.
Yeah. It's hard too, because sometimes like I feel like I record so much for Genshin and there's so much that I'm like, wait, is this out yet? Can I talk about this yet? Oh no, I should just not say anything until I know for sure because I don't know if I can talk about it yet. Like, it's funny too because like most of the fans that come onto my streams, they pretty much know that I can't break NDA, so they like they're usually good about like not asking those questions. But there's sometimes where they'll bring something up and I'm like, I don't know if I can talk about that yet. Do they know? Was there a leak or can I talk about it? Like, and then I have to like do some extra digging before I answer their question because I'm like, I need to just double check something real fast, look it up on Google. Okay, it's out. Yes, I did do that.
That is perfect. That's so perfect.
Like one of the
ones
that I was like, especially because I was so proud of this improv that I did. But like, you know, when you go against when you're with the Rite and Shogun character quest, when they're talking about how the Rite and Shogun, the puppet of the Rite and Shogun, is like broken kind of, and Paimon goes, "Have you tried turning it off and on again?"
I remember that.
Super proud of that being my thought, my improv. I will take that credit because it was mine.
Amazing.
And it was definitely like something that I've been super proud of. So that was like one of the lines that I'm like, I can't wait till this comes out. I can't wait till I can talk about it. And then people started talking about it and I was like, is it out yet? Oh my god, I need to check. Okay, it is, thank god.
Oh, I love it. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That is super cool. Yeah, I remembered hearing that line and I laughed at it. I was like, that is so good.
Thank you. It's one of also the reasons why, like you get different clients. You have to work a little bit differently because they all like working a little bit differently and stuff, and that's totally fine. It's not to say that one client is better than the other. It's just saying that like some clients are really particular, and other clients like they leave you wiggle room to play around. And luckily, MiHoYo, like. Again, I have nothing against clients that are particular because it's their baby. They have every right to be particular about their child, which is whatever you're bringing to life.
Absolutely.
But it's also like really refreshing when you get a client that's willing to work with you and play around with you. And luckily, MiHoYo is very much that client that will, like, Guys, I improv a lot more than you will ever know. It just doesn't get put in the game because half of it's, well, I mean, I play around a lot when I record, so I'll say the line as intended, but then I'll add something else at the end that they can easily cut out. That's just funny.
Mhm.
And I could never say what it is because it's not canon, and it's definitely not approved by MiHoYo, because if it's not in the game, it's not approved by MiHoYo.
It's not approved. Yes, yes.
But let me just say that in my sessions, Paimon is a lot funnier. And Paimon also says a lot more stuff that MiHoYo would definitely never be okay with.
Yeah.
But that being said, like there also is a lot of improv that I do that, like, I did intend it to be good, but at the same time, because MiHoYo, like, you know, it's their project, it's their baby, and not all the improv is appropriate because they know the story. So like even if I improv and it is funny and it would actually fit, just because the story is done a certain way, it doesn't actually fit totally. So, you know.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you say that, music Olagish, that like waiting for Zulu to become a paid actor in Genshin. So am I. I think that if they ever add parrots to the game, that MiHoYo should hire Zulu to make parrot noises. And I have brought this up to them. It will probably never happen, but if it does, and they don't hire Zulu to do those parrot noises, I will be personally offended. Joking. I'm joking.
I would be
Half
so
not, though.
sad.
I
would
will
be so sad. Zulu would make for the perfect Genshin mascot.
Zulu is the
Next to
unofficial bird
Paimon.
of Genshin Impact.
There you go.
And so, you know, that's what I believe anyway. So yeah. Zulu is unofficial bird of Genshin Impact. It's just like how I think Gus and Remy are both in the running to being the unofficial dog of Genshin Impact. Gus being Erica Harlicker's dog, and Remy being Sarah Miller Cruz's dog. They're both
I haven't
adorable.
seen Sarah's dog. I've seen Erica's dog, but I haven't seen Sarah's dog.
I saw Remy today because Sarah had a PS5 delivered through my P.O. box because she didn't know if it was going to be sent to her P.O. box because her P.O. box is really tiny, so the box was big.
Oh, for sure.
So I said, yeah, you can have it just sent to me, and then we can get it once it gets here. And so we picked that up today, and I got to see Remy, and he snuggled with me, and I love him.
Oh. I remember seeing Erica's dog dressed up as Dvalin, and I was like, that is the cutest thing. Where did you get that?
Sarah said that she's gonna try and get Remy dressed as Paimon, and I was like, yes, please. And when you
Oh
do,
my goodness,
I have a Paimon
yes!
cosplay ready to go. I want to do it. Like,
You two could be twinning.
yeah, I want to be twinning with Remy. I wish Zulu would let me put outfits on her because there's some birds that are like, you will actually do like
That
they'll
would, like,
let you dress
tolerate
them
it?
and stuff. She does not
Yeah.
tolerate it. She's like, no thanks. I don't like things around my neck. Thanks. So
That's like my late old lady cat. Yeah, my late old lady cat would not want to wear anything. But like my current kitty, he's rambunctious. He's a rescue cat, so his
Aw.
social skills aren't very, not quite like other kitties. And he's a little bit more aggressive, but surprisingly is kind of okay with getting dressed and with us doing things and playing around with him and dancing with him. Like, he's totally chill with that.
That's
But
awesome.
it's so funny because then like when you're not paying him any mind, that's when he's like in the little tornado and like just runs around and zoomies around. He's kind of crazy, claws things to shreds.
Oh no.
But we love him.
Yes, of course. My friend has also a green cheek conure like mine. And that green cheek conure's name is Pogo. He is a brat. He might be the spawn of Satan, but we love him. We love him. He is the spawn of Satan, but we love him.
But he's a lovable spawn of Satan.
He is a lovable spawn of Satan. You might end up with a whole bunch of bite marks, and he will make you bleed. But we still love.
But
Pogo.
love hurts.
Yeah, love hurts, especially when you have a bird.
Yes.
So you have 2 kitties.
Well, my late old lady cat passed 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Incoming.
But I've got just the
With
one
sword
kitty.
comes shadow.
He is coming up on his first year anniversary of being with us. And this was like, I don't regret this decision. But in hindsight, it wasn't the smartest decision that I've made. But I ended up adopting him the day before I started my production, my 14-hour day production
Delve into destiny.
gig.
Decided
Yeah,
by destiny.
and so it was really throwing him off, like sleep schedule and stuff. But
Yeah.
it was exhausting me.
Feel the beat.
Then I'd be like, okay, gotta try and like be there for Mocha, and then get him used to me, blah blah blah. So it was a whole thing, but we got through it, and he's okay. But yeah, I was so exhausted at the end of those days.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Don't blink.
That's
Cut to
like,
the chase.
I got my bird last year. I rescued her as well. And I
Aw.
felt bad because then later, like, towards November, I started getting really sick. I have Crohn's disease, so it was just, like,
Okay.
I never know when I'm going to, like, be out of remission and stuff like that. But had I known, I was like, I wouldn't have adopted her had I known because, like, I was in the hospital so many times, both last year and this year.
Oof.
That I felt bad because I would be gone for days at the hospital, and she would like Eddie works
Life
during
goes
the
on.
day,
Oh.
and like I work for during the day too. But you know,
Oh.
being an actor, sometimes you have more days off and stuff, so I could spend more time with
Yeah.
her. And I just felt so bad.
Oh, poor baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt really bad too. I mean, thankfully it was, during pandemic,
Speed of
so
light.
like my sister was working, but she was working from home, and Jeremy, my partner, he was also kind of like, I think at that point he was on and off, like being called into
Shadows of
work
fate.
and then not being called into work, so
Yeah.
he had most days where he could just stick around at home and then take care of
Life
Mocha.
goes on.
Mhm.
But yeah, he's my little milk nugget.
So cute. I love cats.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
funny because another thing is that I was like, hey Genshin, I noticed you have an island that's just full of cats. I
loved
just
it.
want to be one of them. Like, I know I voiced Paimon, but just let me do one meow for you guys. Like, just one. I don't care. It doesn't
Let
even
me do
be
one meow.
like a big cat. Just let me voice a cat. Let me voice a cat, please, because I have 2 cats under my belt so far on my resume. I want more. Let me voice more cats.
More
Delve into
kitties.
destiny.
More
Fate is
kitties.
upon you.
More kitties! I want to voice them, please.
And now they've got a full island of it.
Yeah, they literally have a full island of cats. Let me voice the
Yeah.
cats.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. What were your thoughts on Inazuma when you first jumped into Inazuma? Like, did it scare you? Because I know it, like, a lot of people like they Inazuma and I'm scared.
I
name,
think my
fortune
reaction was,
preserver.
holy crap, it is huge.
Like,
I didn't realize it was going to be that big.
Yeah.
And like they keep on adding more islands, which I'm really happy about. And like it's
life goes
also
on.
gorgeous. Like
It's so beautiful.
Liyue was still like my favorite at first until the cat island happened, and then I'm like, okay, now it's Inazuma because there's a cat island, and
there's a
Liyue
cat
doesn't have,
island.
like the only thing that made me choose Inazuma over Liyue was literally the cat island because Liyue is also gorgeous, but like
Rise.
Liyue is gorgeous,
like
yeah.
cats, like
But cats, you can't say no to cats.
you can't say no to cats. You can't do
You can't say no to. You can't say no to cats.
it. I like the pun.
I'll see myself out by you.
I just
Oh my God.
want all of the kitties. It's funny because I'm also like I'm allergic to cats too, but I don't care. I'm like, no.
Oh, are you?
I will suffer just so I can pet kitties. Yeah.
Let me love you.
Let me love
It is
you.
worth it.
Worth all of it. Worth all of the sniffles and
Oh
the
my
hives
goodness.
and the oatmeal bags.
And the hives.
Yeah.
No.
Luckily I don't get hives from them anymore, but like when I was a kid,
Oh, that's good.
it used to be so bad that like if I even was in the same room that a cat had been in before, not currently, but before, I would break out in hives, start sniffling, like everything,
Oh,
and I would need
yeah.
oatmeal baths and stuff. And when I was a kid, my dad told me that, hey, you know, there's a chance that you could become not as allergic when you're an adult. And I go, I'm sorry, what? How do I do that? And he was like, well, it's basically exposure.
Can I level
I
up
was
now?
5 years old when this was happening, by the way. And my dad told me
my
about exposure
goodness.
therapy. And
Oh,
basically being like, yeah, you just gotta spend more time around cats. And I was like, well, I can do that. I'm gonna spend all my time around cats. And like, yeah, my parents, my mom got specifically mad because she was the one that had to give me a whole bunch of oatmeal baths.
Yeah. Understandably so.
And so then, but yeah, over time, I had spent enough time with cats that now I just have to wash my hands after I'm done petting cats.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah, my best friend, growing up, she was terribly allergic to cats. Like some cats, she wouldn't even be able to be like you, not be in a room that a cat was previously in, because otherwise, like her throat starts closing up, and then she can't breathe, and then gets rashy, and then it's like no,
Yeah.
like it, and it was like she would have to be like in a separate room to my cat, and then have to like take allergy pills and stuff. But yeah, cat allergies, man.
They are no joke.
They are no joke. And you know, when I was in Japan, I went to a lot of cat cafes, and I loved it.
Oh, for those of you that asked where the cat island is, it's on this island over here. It's one of the newer islands. It's very pretty. And if you go to Asase Shrine, I think that's how you say it. I probably said it wrong though.
I think it's Asase.
Asase. Oh, that sounds
Yeah.
a lot more like that's how it's supposed to be sound. But yes, there's all these cats, and look, this cat talks. This cat will actually talk to you. And there it is. This cat talks to you.
So cute. I love that it's a little black kitty.
Yes,
black
and its
void.
name is Neko. Its name is Neko. Yes. I love it.
You can't pick a more fitting name for a cat.
Exactly. The cat's name is just Cat.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what's funny? Like my late old lady cat, like her name was Cat in Indonesian.
Oh, that's cool.
Because she was a stray. She just kind of one day started coming around our neighborhood and then our backyard. And my mom started feeding her. And she stuck around and she chose us.
Mm-hmm.
She chose her humans.
Oh my goodness. That's so cute. My bird is named after the letter Z in the NATO phonetic alphabet.
Oh, okay.
So my bird's actual name is just Z.
It's just Z. The Z.
Yup. That's what
man,
its name is.
That is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Mocha's current name actually, current cat's name, Mocha. So his name actually came from a Starbucks sign right outside of the pet store. Because I was like, should I get this cat or should I not get this cat? And then
that sign just
Jerry
spoke to
was
you,
like,
saying Mocha.
yeah, and then the sign was just like Mocha, and I was like, this is a sign, and this is Mocha.
It is
So I'm getting this
literally a
cat.
sign.
Because it's a sign. Yeah, because it is literally a sign.
I love those moments. They're so funny. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, it just works out perfectly that way.
Mhm.
And I was like, yep, this kitty's coming home.
Yup, totally. By the way, I don't know if any of you have done the super chat thing. I don't know how to YouTube things yet. But if you have done a super chat, I don't know how to deal with that yet. So, just so you know, I'm sorry. I'm not ignoring them on purpose. I just don't know how to stream on YouTube. It's different. But I haven't seen anything like that. So, yeah, just saying. Anyways, though. Thank you for all the subscribers and stuff like that. That's really awesome. Thanks, guys. Yes.
I see some people asking if my previous cat's name was Kuching. Kuching is one way to say like cat, but no, it's not Kuching. It's my previous cat's name was Meng. Because my mom would, because she would come around the backyard and my mom would be like, oh, tu ada Meng. It's like, oh, look, there's a cat there. And then like we'd be like, oh yeah, there's a cat. Like, and then my mom was like, oh, let's give it food. So So the name, so Cat just kind of stuck with it, and
Mhm.
that was how she got her name.
Totally.
Yes. There's some Indo speakers in the chat. Oh my gosh. Heck yeah.
I think. Wait, aren't I affiliated? I know I'm partnered with YouTube. I am partnered with YouTube. I don't know. How does that work? I don't know. I don't know how it works. Is there a different thing with affiliate versus partner with YouTube? I have no idea. I'll figure it out. Zach will help me. He's been helping me set it up. So,
I think there is something you have to activate for super chats.
Oh, maybe that's what I have to do. I have to like activate it or something. I'll ask Zach later, so that way hopefully I'll have it all figured out. Because although on Friday I will be streaming Genshin on Twitch, on Saturday for the Among Us stream I'm gonna be back here on YouTube again. So yeah. And by the way, Risa, you're joining us on Saturday, aren't you?
I am joining you all on Saturday.
Oh boy, I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I've never actually played, so...
You've never played too? Oh, that's even better!
I've never played. Wait, you've never played?
No, I have played a lot. I've played on most...
You played, right?
Yeah, I've played a lot.
That?
But
okay.
I just like when people have never played before because then they don't know anything. And it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I've watched people stream the game, so I kind of sort of know what to expect, but I don't know how to play it. So I'm going to be stumbling my way through the game, and it's going to be awkward and clumsy and wonderful.
Perfect.
It'll be a hot mess, but a hot, beautiful mess.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, that's the best option.
Yes.
Yeah, I love the game. Mostly because I now find different ways to be chaotic in the game. For example, like I have been okay. So there was this one time when we were doing the game, and it was like I learned that on every single meeting, I vote for somebody whether I know it's them or not. I don't care. I vote for somebody, and for some reason,
wow.
I was like, guys, I'm gonna call it. I think it's this person. I think that's one of the imposters. And they were like, okay, fine. And they voted them off, and they turned out to be the imposter. I had no reason other than, I don't know, it was just a gut feeling.
Wow.
And then I was like, what? And then it happened for a second time where people are like, Corina, what are you doing? And I'm like, I swear to God, I'm not cheating. This is just really weird. And so then I was like, you know what? It's the crystals. I have been going into witchcraft lately, and I've been summoning crystals, and they've been telling me what to do, and they're right. And then, of course, like, then they started being wrong, and I was like, well, the crystals can't be right all the time, guys. Like,
it's not a full moon tonight. The crystals are really only right on a full moon.
They need to like re-energize. You know, I need to wash them. I don't know how crystals work. I need to re-energize them with the power of Cthulhu. And
there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
You need Cthulhu's blessing.
I need Cthulhu's blessings. But yeah, for some reason, for like half that stream, I was just right on a lot of things that I should not have been right on. And so it got to the point where everybody was just like voting for people just because I said, I think it's this person. And it was like,
that's
what's
amazing.
Your proof? It's the crystals. Like, that's it. And then I've third impostered a few times. Like last time I played, it was with Chris Tagliaferra and oh gosh, who else was there? It was somebody else it was their first time. Oh, it was Erica's husband who was on, and Luke, and he doesn't really play video games that often, so he was definitely also lost. I saw him kill somebody right in front of me, and I reported it, and I was like, it was Kelly, because Kelly Baskin was also on, who was the voice of Amber.
Oh my
And I was like, guys, it was Kelly. I saw Kelly do it. And she was like, what?
God bless you.
Yep.
That's
and
amazing.
I was like, yeah, especially like since we can have like 15 people play now, I was like, we need more chaos in all of these people playing at the same time. We need it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am just chaotic. Also, Griffin Burns is kind of chaotic, and he's joining us on Saturday too, so that'll be fun.
Oh, is he really?
He hasn't played since like the first one.
Oh my God. I'm gonna be so lost. Like, I
Awesome.
would be the most awkward imposter if I got imposter. It'd be so easy to figure out what I am.
It's okay. Maybe if I find it, I'll be like, oh, I'll third imposter. It's cool. Maybe. I'm only saying maybe because I haven't decided yet.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
Yeah.
All fair in love and war.
Exactly. All's fair in love and war.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think this is a good ending spot for my stream today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on my first time on YouTube. Thank you, Risa, for being my guinea pig for my first time streaming on YouTube.
Thank you for having
me. It was awesome
me.
having you. You're a very cool person, and I'm so glad that we're working on
as
this
are you.
project together. And
Heck yeah.
I'm very excited for the stream on Saturday, playing Among Us, and you playing it for the first time. So excited for that. Thank you all for being here. This is a very successful time on YouTube. Thanks for that, guys. So on Friday I will be streaming on Twitch, but then Saturday for the Among Us stream I will be streaming on YouTube again. So be ready for that. And please make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok if you haven't already. And also my Twitch. My Twitch is Corina Boettger, like twitch.tv/Corina Boettger. My Instagram is Corina.Boettger, so at Corina.Boettger, or period and Boettger, whatever you want to say. TikTok is Corina Boettger, and then follow my bird on YouTube. My bird has a YouTube, no, not YouTube.
I suppose
Twitter?
I was gonna
Follow
say,
my,
wow.
I know, I was like, my bird, when did my bird do that? My bird has a Twitter. It's run by Eddie, but it is my bird's Twitter, and it definitely gives like updates on when I stream and stuff that's going on with me. And that's at the bird Zulu. And then Risa, if you could tell everybody where they can follow you, that would be awesome.
Yeah. So I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on Twitter. My Facebook is pretty much dead, but you could follow me. They're all on Love Risa Mei, LOVERISAMEI. Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Check me out.
Cool. And again, thank you so much, Risa, for joining us. And thank you, everybody, for also joining us on this awesome stream. And thank you for making it super successful, guys. I really appreciate that. And I will see you all on Friday on Twitch and Saturday on here on YouTube. Thanks, guys. Oh, wait. I can't send my stream yet.